Good morning. Today is Monday, March 28th, and I'm Carmen Blackwell with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC Facebook and Instagram pages. We start with a check of today's forecast with the chief, Betsy Kling. Betsy.
Good morning, Carmen. Boy, I'll tell you what, the snowflakes that are still plaguing Northeast Ohio are still with us. All right, I say it's still plaguing, but let's face it, they're just flurries and more of a nuisance than anything else. So don't worry about it as far as any plans for your day today. Overall, the trends north of us are starting to see that lake effect decreasing. That will be the same trend here as we get into the afternoon. But it's going to be pretty darn cold today, friends. Temperatures will hover in the upper 20s. If we get some sun peaks, maybe we can make it toward 30 degrees. But the big key here is that the wind remains gusty, and that means the wind chills will be down around 10 all afternoon. So not the best of days to have to hang out too much outside. We will see a big warming trend, though, as we get into the middle of the week. A huge swing is coming our way. As a warm front comes in early Wednesday morning, we could have an ice mix that then changes over to some rain before temperatures surge into the upper 60s, maybe even the low 70s by Wednesday afternoon. A cold front then arrives on Thursday. So then we kind of get smacked the other direction as temperatures are going to be back into the 40s once we get into this weekend. Carmen?
Betsy, thank you. Now over to some headlines. Today, the trial for the infamous Geauga child case in Geauga County is set to begin. Gail Eastwood-Ritchey was arrested in 2019 after she allegedly left a baby boy's body along the side of Sidley Road in Chardon 28 years ago, leaving his death mystery for decades. The baby boy became known as Geauga's child, with a gravestone even dedicated to him from the city. The boy is allegedly Eastwood-Ritchey's son, and officials say that she admitted to placing him in a trash bag and leaving him shortly after giving birth. She also reportedly admitted to a similar crime with another child in Geauga County. Eastwood-Ritchey is charged with aggravated murder and faces life in prison. Her trial begins this morning at 8:30. Well, here are 3 things to know, starting with an update on a Medina teenager who fell down a cliff while hiking. According to his mother's Facebook page, Jake Worsig is stable. He fell about 30 feet at the Cleveland Metro Parks Hinckley Reservation on Tuesday. Now, just Saturday night, Jake was able to open his eyes for a few seconds after he suffered a number of facial and skull fractures. His GoFundMe page has raised more than $55,000. The Ohio Redistricting Commission is supposed to have new district maps on the desk of the Secretary of State by today. The commission spent yesterday back at the drawing board for the 4th time now. The Ohio Supreme Court previously struck down 3 earlier sets of maps, saying they favored the Republican Party more. Well, get ready, anglers. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources is out with its annual fishing season outlook for the state. ODNR says Ohio is still the walleye capital of the world, but expects the yellow perch population to be a little bit on the lower side in Northeast Ohio. Good news is bass populations are also expected to be pretty good this year. Well, in COVID-19 news, a second round of booster shots could be approved as soon as this week. The FDA is not expected to recommend the shot, but will likely authorize it for those over 50 years old. And though case numbers are low nationwide, CDC data shows 1/3 of COVID cases in the U.S. are now the Omicron subvariant, BA2. And medical experts clarify a 4th shot is just added protection.
So the 4th shot is basically like a seasonal recommendation. And in fact, I do think all Americans will need to get used to the idea.
Well, there's no word on exactly when this authorization will be coming out, but as soon as we get more information, we of course will bring that to you. Meanwhile, in China, the country has begun its most extensive lockdown in 2 years as a COVID-19 outbreak intensifies in Shanghai. The lockdown begins today and residents must stay home with unessential businesses closed and public transit suspended. The lockdown is China's biggest since Wuhan's in early 2020, though most of Shanghai's cases don't show symptoms. Well, did you see this? The moment seen and heard around the world after making a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. Oscars host Chris Rock was attacked by Jada's husband, Will. Now, many are wondering what to make of it. Will apologized to the Academy during his acceptance speech for Best Actor in King Richard. Now, the other big winners of the night, Troy Kutzer, becoming the first deaf male to win an Oscar for his supporting role in Coda, and Best Supporting Actress went to Ariana DeBose of West Side Story, the first openly queer woman of color to win the award. Well, thank you for taking time to join me this morning on 3 News Now. For this morning update, our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and the world. Make sure you continue to check out our social media pages at WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Carmen Blackwell, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go at 4:30. Have a great day.